I think about life, and at some point I started, when I was planning to get married, my wife was recommending, let's read these books about relationship. I read all those books and I felt there's no book that is addressing me. Because everybody writes from the perspective of the fact that we're all starting from a good point. There's no book for my kind who did not even know how to love. And I've said some things that sometimes when you find people who are saying we can't get our hands off each other, we're in a relationship, but this, somebody simply doesn't know how to love. You are too broken. The only way you can express love is to touch, because you've not seen a real definition. That's what is happening. Chances are very high that you are a Christian today, except for a few, because you were born in a Christian home. So you had better chances, right? For accepting Jesus from children's church, because you've always been around the church. There might be people who were born in Muslim families and then God brought them up. Something somewhere else. You can't look at your advantages and talk down others. You can't. You can't do that. In this ministry, today's date is what? 4 days ago makes it 15 years of preaching. I was so exhausted I couldn't post. Because I sat down and I was counting losses. I remembered this person. We didn't win. We didn't win. We met. We said we were going on a direction that you will not repeat the pattern of your parents. But I couldn't carry the person out. Remember, people, we don't always win. Sometimes we have casualties. Just like the hospital. We have issues, we have cases. When you go for healing meetings and people coming out with a wheelchair, carrying wheelchair, there are people who still go back with their wheelchairs after the meeting. Any genuine preacher will go back to God and cry his eyes out. How about these ones? Sometimes I sit with people and I hear their stories. Would I have done better? Do you know what it means to be born in a home where your father hates you? Like you will remind him of his sins because you were born out of wedlock. And he used every opportunity to show you how worthless you are. The image of love and protection is compromised. And you see this girl in marriage and you are expecting, because the devil fought her before she could learn how to fight. And we have to talk about that. And that's why God needs to give us more kind men. That you can know a girl's woes and cover her. I will be the father you never had. Serious. Bless God for testimonies. But sometimes I can't but remember. Sometimes I stay awake till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. with names of people who had left the ministry at some point, who got offended. Are you still there? Are you fine? Are you doing well? I prefer to look like a fake pastor because you are doing better without me than to look original because you are grounded. I prefer that. Maybe I'm going too far. Let me come back. Okay? It's getting heated. Do you really listen to people's stories? you take your time to connect to people's realities? Have you any idea that your home is not all that exists? And what we are talking about is real. Some people don't know what a home looks like. They grew up in a house, not a home. How about the one that was raped for years by her father? So watching the story of a girl, 17 years old. The elder brother has been sleeping with her, I think, for 7 years, and the father for 5 years. And the both of them knew that they were sleeping with her. The mother had left. And now she had given birth to a girl for the elder brother. Now that's dysfunctionality. Is there a gospel for this kind? Is there repair? Yes, there is. Because there's a generation that must rise and say, we are not leaving anyone behind. Doesn't matter how bad it gets. When we do our church things, some people don't feel among. We don't connect. Don't you get it? When we have our meetings where we gist, we look like one of a kind, the privileged ones. The son of so and so general overseer, the daughter of so and so general overseer, coming together to get married. Woo-hoo! The privileged ones. And they look in the shadows and look at us. And you talk to them, it's like they are so far away. Just feel, I'm not like you. Maybe God hated me, that's why I was born where I was born. Even pastors now will check, are you married from a good home? If you pastored well, their home should have changed. That a pastor will say, you can't marry so and so, that you are pastored for 30 years. Because it is not prestigious. Oh, sorry. You know, we don't say these things in the body of Christ. Sorry. I've sat down to observe many Christian programs. It's just us for ourselves. We use our language. Bronacale. In this church, if anybody called bro, the person is new. We've broken those tentacles. Because bro takes you far away. I say, don't use that language here. Then they stepped it up. Mama Dami. Religion Sha wants to speak. We can't help it. Please be seated. Whew. Are you with me? Are you sure? Sorry. Studied it. It's like there are people we don't have in our plan. They are not captured in our curriculum for the year. It's for everyone but them. Even our marriage counseling. Have you any idea that life doesn't revolve around you? People have their own realities. Deep ones. And when we come down to this point and raise people up, you know what people say? They say they are building user-friendly church. Should the church be user's enemy? Amen. Ooh. Help us.